come up for Jesus. When I met me how nina ra abaweni mo na menim se we rado kasa me hanyina me da dwinyina ebe yedi no to me se we rado kasa mama kuma minya mikasa meradikasa yeah eradikasa mama kuma tomiyomo minya mikasa meradikebi mamie yeah eradikasa mama kuma tomiyomo okwa mi kwi wa brabwemu mi ejume biara yeye arade mi pray do anyone minya mikasa meradike bi mamio eradikasa mama kuma tomiyomo asama to me wo mejume imu mi manu biara yeye arade masemi edu anyone me kama fukaza meradike bi mamio eradikasa mama kuma tomiyomo Michi woma waremu nie jojo bebreba mi na muya arade matiti edu anywana mi kama fukasa arade kebi bamio radikasa mama kuma tomiyomo so aga bibi atremi aminko mina mitawashra mina minyumo eradikasa mama kuma
power kukuru ready for more yeah kukuru kukuru we'll do this until I feel the power. Kukuru kukuru kukuru. That's right. Thank you so much for accommodating us and for taking your seats so beautifully. I think we are ready to get the ball rolling. First, the opening prayer. Can I please kindly ask Mr. Mark J. Kumi to say the opening prayer? Can we all please be upstanding?
Should we be on our feet, please? Our Father, we are grateful for such a wonderful moment, God, that you have spared our life to see another day. Not everybody saw this minute or this second. So if we are alive, we give you praise and we give you all adoration. This evening we're here to talk about Ghana, and we asking for wisdom from on high, because the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. We ask that you take absolute control of our hearts, our mind, our soul and bodies, And Lord, come and check this gathering. We also pray for those who are coming on their way, that you grant them traveling and transport mercies to come and enjoy this gathering again. We ask for absolute peace. We ask, for God, that you give us ideas that will implement to bring Ghana to the place that we want it to be. This evening we ask that you take your place, and any form of confusion that will bring divisions or antagonism, we ask that you arrest it in the mighty name of Jesus. This moment we ask that your name will be glorified. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'm going to ask you to stand again in a minute. That's just to get us warm. Can I ask that we all stand up again for just 1 minute for me? We're just going to do a quick exercise. It's a little bit chilly in here, and this will probably not warm you up as much. But I remember as a youngster back in school, you go to PE, and one of the things that the PE teacher always makes you do is have a breathing exercise. So, we're not going to run, we're not going to jump, we're not going to skip. We're just going to breathe to relax. And I want to hear the sound, that. Okay, are you ready? Breathe in, out. That was so good, I want to do it again. Breathe in, out. Wonderful. Take your seat, you're beautiful. The BB brothers. I don't even need to say too much. After their interlude, you will understand. Over to you, BB brothers.
I'm a winner, I'm not a loser, winner, 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 not a loser, overcomer. I am more than a conqueror.
I hope you all like it.
Please, everybody, stand and help me welcome Travis Green, everyone.
That goes much for me. I cannot tell it all.
If I had 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me.
Salute,
hold me close. So closer than the brother, so closer than the brother. Truth is, I gave up on myself, cause my back was against the wall, and I saw you outside. But I gave you a call,
and you answered my prayer.
at once you made a way. But I gave you a call,
And you answered my prayer.
at once you made a way.
1, 2, 3.
Get caught, the Poco Kuchimichi, and I've been very well already. Therefore, why don't you to get away? As a Mr. So to say, stand back and take account. Therefore, wait, it had to be you. Say, Monio, I didn't show a salute to you, Monio.
Outstanding for our Deputy High Commissioner. As our Deputy High Commissioner is here, Her Excellency Madam Rita Tano Edi is serving as a representative of our President. And so at this time, as patriots and as Ghanaians, he will take our national anthem. can I just say, what a beautiful anthem we have. And help us to resist oppressors. Amazing. At this point, I'd like to introduce our guests. First and foremost, Her Excellency, Madam Rita Tano. And then our very own, our one and only, Chairman One, Kweku Pani Kansa. Rightly behind our chairman, we have a very able women's organizer, Shelley J. Our first vice, top designer man, Chairman Jojo Nancy. And then our able, cool, smooth criminal, second vice chairman, the very one and only Wofa K. I think at this time we'll have a short musical interview, and then we'll carry on introducing our guests. Back to our introductions. We have just had a very rather classy, beautiful lady walk in. Can I introduce the Honorable Nana Ama Dukia, Deputy Minister of Information. We also have our very own former chairman of Npp UK, who is also the MP for Mampong. Chairman Amprechu, welcome. Our lovely host, Manchester. We have the Manchester Chairman, Mr. Alex Mensah. Also, joining us is the Technical Economic Advisor in the office of our very able Vice President, Dr. Alolo Musa.
It used to be called Alpha Blondie.
Alpha Blondie. Now blonde no way. Goodness, I would have loved to see you, Chairman. Those days. Okay, who shall I pick on next? Chairman Peters. Luton. Chairman Peters, I'm curious. You were a very, very special man. Can you tell us your nickname back in the day? Let's see if it beats Alpha Blondie.
Adele Farmers.
Adele Farmers, yeah, just Adele. In fact, why? Adele. Chairman Vivi, are you going to beat Adewi? It's simple. Very simple. Fino. I need something that's going to beat Alpha Blondie. Is there anybody who is going to beat Alpha Blondie?
Virus.
Please, tell me. Otto is supposed to be my fake father. Otto, tell me, what was your nickname?
Short man devil.
Yes.
I didn't attend any school.
In fact, you can always expect something as ridiculous from Otto. That's normal. Very, very normal. It's okay. Waffle cake. I really desperately need one that's going to beat Alpha Blondie. Okay. It seems as though our chairman won. Chairman won. Chairman, well done, Alpha Blondie. That was a good one.
What about you?
Mine was. I was called the Rough Rider. Rough Rider. Don't mess with me. Wafa, please, we want to go into that. Let me just have our last but not the least, our Registrar of Scholarships, Mr. Kingsley Ajima. Let's give him a warm welcome. I think we are still waiting to give our chairman a very super warm welcome. It's something very, very Alpha Blondie because the chairman is going to show some Alpha Blondie skills. So, DJ, are you ready? Hey, Alpha Blondie. Npp at the end here. Go on. Some of our neighboring chapters, we are very, very honored to have you here. I'll start with Belgium. We have Mr. S.D. Ojo, but also your friend is a friend, a ranking member.
Observers are always worried.
Why? Okay. Why? One more problem. We also have their deputy youth organizer, Mr. Samuel Boateng. Who you youth organizer? I know what to do. It's between Canada and USA. America for you, travel off. The Canada will go first. Canada, we have Mr. Umar Mohammed Power. Hey, doctor. Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Doctor we are a unique or your chairman or something Nasara coordinator. Very good. Dr. Umer, and And then Umar. Dr. Umar Mohammed Bawa. Okay. You America for. Okay. Youth organizer, Mr. Edward Adadi. But you will give them Number should be our goal. Where's your man? Okay, we'll take it for it. And then you got your Nasara coordinator as well, Mr. Kamal Gumu. But don't be our goal. Where's your man? Deputy Youth Organizer, Eli Nasara.
2 minutes.
Hey, just like Canada, America for we are very greedy, but if you want to more young come into yeah, that's very good. We are grateful for your hard work, multitasking. Men usually don't know how to multitask. It is true. The woman. Honorable Deputy High Commissioner is going to be the senior ranking member who is going to be the judge and the jury of this. Madam, can you please tell us in absolute confidence? Listen, who is in charge here? Me. I am the rough rider. Very, very careful. Men don't know how to multitask. True or false?
None of the above.
Wait, you have to hear this one. Men do not know how to multitask. True or false? None of the above. Fundamentally true. Shelly, true or false? True. Serious selection. Sis.
I don't know.
Yes. True or false?
I don't know.
True. People are finished. Ma, true or false?
False.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's not about getting, it's communication. The woman
We practice
who brought to us the youth, Npp Brothers, Chairman, communication. If this woman says, whatever this woman says, actually, will be the final. Okay. The woman who brought forth the Npp Brothers, who have saluted us. Mrs. Hayford, true or false?
False.
True. Only one man. Come here, what? I say me, I can do true or false?
True.
You see, he has proven the point. Men cannot multitask. Because if he could multitask, he would exactly. He hasn't heard what the debate is. He hasn't been able to you have not comprehended it. You have not multitasked. The conclusion is that, just as the very honorable has stated the fact, Honorable Lupia has said it, Mrs. Hayford has said it, and I, Rough Rider, I'm saying it. Men, you cannot multitask. That's all. You. Okay. We would now have a minute silence. As we know, we are all here, we are alive, we are well, we can smile. There are many that we have lost along the way. There's one that we have most recently lost. A gentleman, indeed. Can we have a minute's silence? Upstanding. This silence for MP and also West Government. Chairman Jack. Thank you. A round of applause for everyone who is. We will kindly ask our Manchester Chairman, Mr. Alex Spencer, to give us his opening remarks. Are you ready for us? Thank you.
Kukrudu. 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 Good. Ghana, 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 oh say yeah. Ghana, oh yeah. Ghana, oh yeah. Ghana, 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 oh say yeah. Ghana, 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 oh say yeah. Ghana, yeah. Ghana, yeah. Good. Your Excellency, the Deputy High Commissioner, our special guest, all invited dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, let me apologize for the late start. I hope we were meant to start around 2 o'clock. I can see the time is just past 5. Some of you were here even before 2 o'clock. But the good news is the program has started. And we thank God for that. We thank God for your patience and your time. Your Excellency, the Deputy High Commissioner, special guests, ministers, chief executives, chapter representatives, MPs, former chairpersons, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. It is a very great privilege this afternoon to host or to receive all of you here in Manchester for the maiden Npp Youth Conference. The branch chairman, we want to thank you and your team for considering Manchester to host this special event. Manchester chapter, we are very, very grateful. Let me also thank the branch youth organizer, Mr. Jemfi, together with the host youth organizer, Mr. Yao Frempong, for teaming up to put this great event up. Not forgetting the chapter executives. I know the speakers are quite a lot on the list. The branch chairman will do most of the introduction. But I want to pay tribute to the Manchester executive as well for your hard work to bring this conference to reality. I just want to welcome all of you to Manchester, and I believe this conference is going to bring hope, inspire our youth that their talent, their expertise, their skills, their experience is much valued in Npp and is valued in the development of the country. I thank you all and I welcome you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I would also like to acknowledge in our midst Mr. Ejay Kumi, who is the Education Secretary of the Ghana Union, Greater Manchester. Thank you. We also have the visiting Senior Fellow of the Manchester Business School, Professor P.K. Richardson. I understand why I was queried about the Rough Rider, Professor Sabaku. We also have, as you can see, we've introduced all the visiting people as men. I'm proud to say we have a powerful woman with us. Very, very powerful woman. We have Rabi Salifu, who is the Deputy Nasara Coordinator for the Northern Region. Rabi, show your bright self. Any multitasking. There we go. Can I kindly ask our former chairman, Chairman Apichu, to give us a short remark?
Thank you. Her Excellency, Chairman Kasa, Chairman the host, my indefatigable national youth organizer, my colleague in Parliament, my MD Esrao virus, but the virus now infected them when scholarship. Those of you who need scholarship, the man is here. So if the scholarships are not given to the students, the Tesco guys, we'll make it crying. Right. All protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, party members, it's a great opportunity to be here to say a few words. I started as a youth here. No, I started in 1979. I was a young man, very young guy, but I was a youth organizer for Popular Front Party. I was politics and everything will be moved them big time. Then the student leader at Legon, forced out of the country by Jerry Rawlings, came to London, joined the ranks of J.H. Mensah, S.K. Wafo, Godon Piani, Thomas Bruni, Elizabeth Ohene, Adibewu, and the rest. Gwana Mama was here. When we came to town, I'm giving you just little history to know the role and what the youth can do. There's a lot the youth can do. And there's a lot that the youth can do to move the party forward. That is why I'm just giving this little bit of antecedent. When we came to town, myself and Asamoah we all came within the space of 2 weeks. Then we formed the Youth Forum. We had about 5 Danko Buzia groups, and each group was not talking to the other. We had the old group belonging to the Buzia remnants. That was led by Boyana Muma. And there was a group of people who said they called themselves Southwest. Poku Fufie. Those from land you might have heard of Poku Fufie. That's right. And we have group. Yes. He was the one who always said we have suffered. We suffered during Buzia's time. And if now we are not getting anything, then it's double suffer. So we had that group, and then we have the parliamentary group, which was Kodom Pini, S.K. Buafo, Thomas Bruni, Adem Mensa, and there was the other. Then we had the journalist group, Elizabeth Okene, Ben Mensa, Kodo Akumeni, and the wife, Mrs. Akumeni. They had their group, and Dr. Jebewa had joined them. Then we had J.H. Mensa. 1 man 1,000 on his own. 1 man group, he was on his own. And then they were referring to us as the students group. We were the new Arabs. And myself, and later on we got joined by Atakufie, and then later on we had the chairman Makansan, then we have Hans Jabba. Yes. All these groups were not talking to each other. And they all happened to be the Danko Buzia in the UK. It took us, the youth, 24, 25 years that time, to actually bring all these factions together. Meanwhile, Jerry was having his own thing in Ghana, and no political activity could take place over there. And then those of us in exile who had the freedom to also organize, we were not talking to each other. So the Danko Buzia group almost died. But the youth here at that time, we were the ones who were able to do whatever magic that God gave us to be able to bring all these factions together to create a Danko Buzia group at that time in 1989, and we named it the United Progress Party International. The youth, we made it possible. And then we made it possible to be financing our previous General Secretary, Adenim Boata, to be traveling around the country to try and put together a semblance or to revive the Danko Buzia group. And then every year, we will invite Adenim Boata to London, sit down, strategize with him, provide some funds, then he will go back and do the party work. That was the youth that made that possible. When the time came for us to actually have the officers for the party, the youth, we see that even though we were at the core in bringing together all these, we ceded the positions to our seniors. Chairman was J.H., first vice was Boyana Muma, second vice was Adem Mensa from the parliamentary group, General Secretary was Thomas Bruni from the parliamentary group. Yours truly was the deputy secretary. Nia J. was treasurer. Jebewa was financial secretary. Kodom Pini was executive member, and the others. We see that so that we will learn from them. And thank God, we understudied them, we learned from them, and with the passage of time, we grew in the party. And we also came to occupy positions within the branch party. And eventually, some of us have moved to Ghana. By God's grace, we are again occupying certain positions that is helping to grow the party. I give this brief history so that at least the youth know that they have a key role to play, and that wherever they find themselves, they need to organize. They need to take their time a little bit and do whatever they can to propel the party. I have done my bit in bringing the party where it is today. I am calling the youth of now to also do their bit to move the party to the destination. Thank you very much.
Chairman. Having mentioned youth, it is now time to acknowledge our host, the very able youth organizer of the premier branch, Npp UK. Swindon's finest. Can we all give a beautiful round of applause for our youth organizer, Richard Jenkins. I'll now call on our women's organizer to introduce our chairman for the occasion.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are too quiet. We need to shake ourselves up a bit. Oh, Bruman Kuma, oh, Bruman Kuma, oh, Bruman Kuma, oh, Bruman Kume. Oh, Bruman Kume. Oh, Bruman Kuma, oh, Bruman Kuma, oh, Bruman Kume. Oh, Bruman Kume. Oh, Bruman Kuma da Pedere. Oh, Bruman Kuma da Pedere. Osre, Chinawa. No size. Every man's back here, who was so much because yet you know, Obia I'd like to welcome you all to this event. I have the privilege of introducing our chairman for the event. This man needs no introduction, but I'm compelled to do so for obvious reasons. His name will come later, but he's a man that we all know has been very active in our student politics right till now. A man who's led several demonstrations. He's one that is always getting the youth to get moving. Nana Boachi Nana B. Nyaminsa will be Bia Oyim. Just say, go try now, worship for. Nana B has been helping Samia Uku during his time as youth organizer. He's been part of the communications department of the party. He's also served as National Service Secretary, Deputy National Service Secretariat when we won power. Having helped so much with our politics, he thought it was right for him to take the role of the youth organizer. With Nyaminsa being in the whole process, he embarked on that journey and is now the National Youth Organizer of Npp. Not just that, he's also currently the Vice Chairman of the IUD, that's International Youth Democratic Development, right? Union, sorry, IUD or something like that. So Nana B, we say welcome and thank you very much for gracing this occasion for us.
Thank you, Shirley. We will now prepare ourselves to listen to our youth organizer, Mr. Richard Jeffy. A round of applause for our youth organizer.
Her Excellency, Deputy High Commissioner, Madam Rita Tani, Mr. Chairman, my own National Youth Organizer, my commander, Henry Nana Boache Nana B, Deputy Minister of Information, Honorable Nanama Dukua, Honorable MP, our former chairman, former ambassador to India, Honorable Amperchu, CEOs, Mr. Chairman, Nkasa Pani, the chairman for Npp UK branch. Of course, it's not just by myself. I'm flanked by teamed and focused chapter youth organizers and my own able youth organizer who is coming to join me here, Eunice Echampoma. She's the deputy youth organizer for Npp. So my commanders, in Swindon, we have Eric Ejay. In Reading, we have Commander Hayford. In MK, we have Ato Ama Hayford. In Leeds, we have Ibrahim Mumuni. Paul, we have Kobe. Northampton, we have Nana Owusu Seroko. When he's around, he's at the back there making sure that nobody gets into your car. These are some of the commitments that our youth organizers have dedicated themselves to the service of the party. We have Jemima Miao, the only female youth organizer from Luton. In Northampton, I have Commander Thomas. Thomas is also around. And the host commander, Manchester, youth organizer Alfred Paul. We also have youth organizers coming all the way from our external branches. We have deputy youth organizer for Belgium, Samuel. Sure, give us a wave. We have from all the way from United States of America, the Trump land. We have Edward Adade, the youth organizer for USA. We also have his deputy, Kamal Mugu, also all the way from USA. This man, although he's not a youth organizer, he is one of the youngest secretary in all the external branches. He's one of us. His name is ranking member from Belgium. Thank you for coming. Now to serious business. It gives us great pleasure to have you listen and responded swiftly to the call of the teaming youth of the New Patriotic Party, UK. The Npp UK Youth Wing, we are grateful for your attendance. Our party's successes over the years and at present is due to the energetic display of competence, commitment, and patriotism, largely from the youth. We are therefore not going to be complacent due to the great leadership being displayed by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We are not going to fold our arms thinking that we have 1.5 million gaps with the NDC. We believe that consolidating the gains from 2016 begins now for Victory 2020. However, we believe that victory won't come on the silver platter. The challenges remain constant. Logistics, machinery, and the most important one, cash. We therefore plead on our leaders who are all gathered here that you create more avenues for the youth, legally, to allow the youth to be more resourceful. So I heard cash and I heard resourceful. That is why we continue to be the elite party in Ghana. Mobbing. Resourceful youth, or shall I say resourceful youth wing, forms a strong base for our party. So when you fall on us, we are ready to support you. Come every election, be it by election, we will be ready. So what we are saying is resource the youth. In saying so, we are ready for Victory election 2020. For that matter, we have a team of students who've come together across the whole UK. This initiative was started by our current Deputy Chief of Staff, Asenso Boache, by the teaming support that idea had from Ghana. Our own national youth organizer, Nanabi, made it a point that all the external branches will have something we call TESCO. That is the student wing of the Npp. We, Npp UK, we've always been known as the premier branch. We set the pace. Today, I would like to introduce to you our interim TESCON executives. President, Mark Bwansi. Mark, Bwansi. Mark is the London Metropolitan University president. He is also National Union of Black Students Steering Group. He's also part of the National Union of Ghanaian Students Association. That is Mark Bwansi. Excellent. Flanked by him is Kobe Ofori. You know Kobe Manchester. He's also former University President of Ghana, and he's the founder of University of Ghanaian Society. He's the founder. He's also an executive of the NUPSA UK and Higher Education Committee member. We have one of the brilliant ladies. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it today. Her name is Akosua Ofosu-Asiedu. She is at the University of Aberdeen. She's the co-founder and president of Orthopedic and Rheumatology Society. She's also the secretary of Aberdeen Medical Society. She's also vice president of events for black medical students. She's also she's also the treasurer for Cardiovascular Society and is a senior mentor lead for Aberdeen Medical Women's Association. That is what we call multitasking. We have George Pese Dankwa. George, come here. George is currently studying Masters in International Relations and Security Studies at the University of Bradford. And he's a former TESCON organizer at the University of Ghana. We have Jemima Ameya. Is Jemima here? Not here yet. Jemima is at the University of Bedfordshire. He's also the youth organizer for Luton chapter, and she's studying BSc Adult Nursing. Last but not the least, we have Miss Vina Sheila Asma, who is at the University of Aberdeen doing Masters in Policy Evaluation. Vina, please come here too. Npp UK, these are your youth, and in all humility, I will call the National Youth Organizer and all the dignitaries to congratulate our interim TESCON executives. Thank you, TESCON executives. You can take your seat down. Thank you so much. This is Sam Kofayichi. I am Nottingham Youth Organizer Thomas Kwachi is also here. How is the party going to resource the youth? This young administration, led by myself and Eunice, we came up with a plan to set up a skill set database so that we will not take any excuse. Say we see the way we see the way. We've invested our time, our little resources that we have, invested in one of our own, who is a chapter lead in Hull. We've built a skill set database so that the youth will input themselves, their skills, their CVs, and I can physically hand it over to my boss. What we are going to display to you is something that has been built by our own, the youth wing of Npp UK. And without much ado, I will invite Ben, who is the Hall chapter chairman, Ben Eshon. Ben.
Thank you very much. Kukulu. 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 Thank you very much, Richard. You were tasked. How many long time ago. Then we were given the approval only about a month ago for us to put a database together for you to be able to use to put your skills on. So what you see on your screen is the database for the youth. It's not the pictures alone. This is a presentation. It's a full database that the gentleman in there is going to navigate through. So this system, if you scroll down a bit, you have some jobs that when everything is ready, you'll be able to display the jobs that are available, that once you've gone to enter your details, we will match you against the available jobs. That one, I will leave it to Richard to. We are only doing the engine. They've got all the info, so Richard will come back. So then what you have is, you could go in and then register. So, I mean, we don't have a big screen, so bear with me. We'll send you all the links and you'll be able to go there. It only needs your first name, your last name, your email address, and your phone number. Once you do that, you will get an email. Then you have to confirm and activate your account. Okay. I'm just waiting for him to catch up with me. Okay. Once you get the email, you click on a link to verify your account, and then you'll be able to go in and complete your registration. Once you do that, whatever information that is on the database, you have your email, you will get feedback, you get news information, anything that comes onto the platform, you will be informed through your email. Okay, so on the side, some of the information that we are asking for will be your personal details, your name, etc., phone numbers, etc., your current address, your skills that you've acquired, your employment history, all the things that you've done, and your educational history as well, so that you'll be able to, whatever the plan is, they'll be able to match you against, and if they need if anything is happening in Ghana and they will go in and then look at, various skills. One of the advantages for the platform is that on the platform, when it's fully built, you'll be able to go on and then find your own colleagues. If I want to look at anyone who is in IT, I'll just go to a link, drop down IT to give me the links. Then it's kind of like a social network platform as well. We build basic, and then we can expand it. But that one, I will leave it to your chairman, and then he will come back to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ben. So the main focus in setting up a skill set database for the Npp UK Youth Wing is to harness the potential within the youth wing. Knowing our outfit potential makes it relatively achievable to liaise with the appropriate state institutions to support our members' build capacity to gain competitive advantage. So the categorization of the youth according to their professions, experiences, and skills make it quite easier to link their core competencies to appropriate jobs, businesses, and entrepreneurial opportunities, inadvertently utilizing the great human resources that Npp UK Youth Wing have. With the help of our able national youth organizer, Henry Nanabuachinanabi, we hope we will be able to negotiate on the behalf of the youth wing to be given at least 20% quota in various jobs, opportunities, depending on the expertise needed, which won't be difficult finding as a result of creation of this database. We thank you. We know that you are going to support us. It takes a lot to build a massive database for the whole youth wing. This is just the beginning. If you support us, we will deliver. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Two things I've taken from our youth organization. The very first, multitasking woman. He has made reference to the fact that the woman is always multitasking. The second, he says, your last comment was what? If you support us, we will deliver. Before, Rich is saying, if you support us, we will deliver. He says, you create more avenues for the youth. That is the support. And we will always deliver. Now, I had a quote. I didn't find the source, but it goes like this. Talking about our problems is our greatest addiction. Break the habit. Talk about your joys. We often talk about our problems as youth, and this is the problem. We are not empowered enough, and so we need that support to be able to climb whatever fence and overcome whatever obstacles coming our way. So that we will now start to talk about the joys of victory, the joys of overcoming, the joys of being free to give and serve our party and our nation. Well done, Richard, and your team. Let's give it a I will ask our very able chairman, Uk Kansa, to give us his address. Chairman. In fact, I shouldn't have chairman Uk Kansa.
Can you do something about the microphone? Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Do you want me to give you an Alpha Blondie song? Right. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. May I first acknowledge the presence of the Deputy High Commissioner, Her Excellency, Rita Tani Idi. Can I also acknowledge the presence of the ex-chairman of the branch, Mr. or Honorable Kwaku Amprachun, and his presence over here. He flew over yesterday to be with us today, and I'm sure he will be going back quite soon. Can I also acknowledge the following, because I like to be elaborate. And I would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Chairman. Sorry, I missed the protocol, but Mr. Chairman, Henry Nanakwachi Nanabi Namisawu. Can I acknowledge your presence to our shores? And can I acknowledge the presence of Madam Honorable Nana Ama Dokuya, Deputy Minister of Information. Madam, you're welcome to our shores. Again, can I acknowledge the presence of my own friend, Joseph Kuma Makai, the Director of Npp, Kingsley Ajima, Registrar of Scholarships, and my own very good friend, Dr. Alono Muntaka. He used to be the Secretary of Hall Chapter. Or were you the Vice Chairman? The Vice Chairperson. And now, he was all sorts. Very dynamic young man, decamped to Ghana, joined the Dr. Baumia camp. Today he's in his office. So well done, well done. Can I also acknowledge the presence of Virus? I think his is with Y, so he's not the virus that spreads. I'd be worried if he was. Virus Yemawa Akwama. I'd also like to welcome our brothers. Before I come to our local caucus, as it is, the Npp USA, I'd like to welcome you. Thank you very much for your presence in this place. Thank you. I'd also like to welcome my own friend. I tried to call him the Caliph, Dr. Umar Bauer, the National Coordinator of Canada and the Chairperson of Alberta chapter. Doctor, I welcome you. And then I also like to welcome MPP Belgium, ranking member. We've been talking a lot, so I didn't know who you were. Fantastic. And Professor P.K. Richardson, you're welcome. We've come to your home turf, so you are welcome. Have I missed anyone out? If I have, we can't multitask, so we're always can be, you know. I admit it. I will admit it. Okay, so can I have all my chapter executives rise to their feet, please? Because I'd like to see all of them rise to your feet. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Mahmoud Foster from Manchester, Audrey from Nottingham, Dumfries from Reading, Atta Samson, home ground, Manchester, Okubempe from Luton, Yaframpong, home ground, Manchester, Sarkodie, home ground, Manchester, Sirocco, Northampton, youth organizer, TK Chibwa Kodia, home ground as well. Opening Nanapoku, home ground. Jayla Costa, Swindon. And my own very good friend, Akonai Mark from Swindon. And Kabla Louise, home ground. My own friend, Mosoko from Nottingham. The secretary for Nottingham. Ben Eshan Hall from Nottingham. Hall. See, I keep getting Nottingham. I think it's my thingy. It's locked. I can't multitask. And the next person, sorry, your name. Sorry, Eric Ajay from Hull, and then another next person, Adams Hull. Oh yes, you. We've been talking. Good. Emmanuel Ose, Nottingham chairperson. Thomas Wache from Nottingham as well. Then we come to the chapter chairman. So to the right, in the red or orange, will be my own Akonta, Isaac Barnier, chairman of Reading. And then Chairman Andrew Peters from Luton. Anthony Peters, sorry. I'm trying to give you a new name. Maybe I can back up again. Hassan from Leeds, the secretary. And my mentor, Patrick Mensah, Leeds chairperson. And then we also have the vice chairperson in the form of Eric Aji. Doctor. I'll call him Doctor. And then Fifi Nunu, our own Swindon chapter chairperson. And then we've got, last but not the least, Richmond Mensah, Vice Chairperson of Milton Keynes. I think that completes the round. I think I can see Milo here. I can see a few others here. Nicholas, I could see Martin, I could see a few others. Anyway, I acknowledge the presence of all of you. All protocols observed. Manchester evokes many memories, and a very unique one stands out. This town is where the colonial days came to be numbered. The road to independence of Ghana and many African states started from a conference that was held here. 15th to the 21st October 1945, a number of young men yearning for freedom for their various countries gathered together in this town, organized the 5th Pan-African Congress, which attracted 90 people. Amongst them were George Padmore, Dubois, Kenyatta, Hastings Banda, Obafemi Awolowo, and our own Kwame Nkrumah. Now, again, we have Kwame Nkrumah who organized the conference here, and we have Kwame Gyamfi who organizes a conference here. Could there be something coming? There could be. There could be. Now, they were emboldened from here and lit the fire that will eventually wrest countries such as Ghana from colonial rule. And I'm hoping that today will be the beginning of a greater positive steps. They longed for it, but never saw it. They thought about you and I and gave their lives for the freedom of Ghana. In December 2016, I know a lot of you that went to Ghana to help in electing our NPP to power. We did it. Ghana is being transformed. Today, as we commence our deliberations, I want us all to have this mindset that it is to our Ghana that we are all called to serve and to help. We must have this sacrificial blood running through us. In focus must be the uplifting of our country from the economic doldrums that plague her from time to time. What we can do for our country and what our country can do for us. In getting biblical, there are voices crying from the hinterlands for NPP to save Ghana. The boom and bust characteristic of our economy should be a thing of the past. You, the young, have an onerous responsibility to ensure this. We are wedded to the concept of Ghana being the building blocks to reaching such a paradisiac destination rests on your shoulders. You can make and unmake this. What we have today is what was bequeathed to us many years ago, as Honorable Amprechum told us a few minutes ago. When we remember our fallen heroes, we also remember what they stood for. The liberation of energies, of the people for the growth of a property-owning democracy, the right to life, freedom and peace as the principles to which the government and the laws of the land should be dedicated in order, specifically, to enrich life, property, liberty of each and every citizen of Ghana. I'm sure for those of you who are listening, these are the preamble words of our Constitution and those of His Excellency Dr. J.B. Dankwa. Africa, including our Ghana, is hemorrhaging. We're losing our teeming youth to unemployment and other elements. The oceans have become the final resting place for our young. Some may reason that the West will continue to be a magnet for our young and for varied reasons. Indeed it may. But the recent events in our country, Ghana, will support an opposite view. When the NPP won in 2016, a lot of our young deserted these shores and went home in search of even greener pastures. Some stayed, like Alolo, he stayed. Others continued to knock on doors of opportunity. The rest have returned, but will again go back in 2020. Let us remind ourselves of our divine endowed capabilities and gifts. Don't despair, young, and say you are unfulfilled. Don't be disheartened and murmur that you haven't reached your full potential. Don't ever forget the battles you fought and won. You are on course and you're winning. We are called to serve, you and I, not to be served. We are called to offer up our best, you and I, not our worst. Now is the time to show the next generation what you're capable of, how you fought for your country, and how you sacrificed to make it better than aforetime. Today, respond to the clarion call. Serve your nation with dignity. Hold high the flag of NPP and Ghana. Be counted esteemed wherever you find yourself as a Ghanaian. Put your talents and capabilities at the behest of Ghana, and together we shall rise above the ashes of financial disadvantage. My able branch youth organizer Richard Jemfi. In 2016, about 15 to 20 of our young men and women went to Ghana to help with the election efforts. Ochie Champon, Yabwedu, Roy Entry, Portia Danso, Kofi Asenso, Sufian, Mubasher, Alolo Muntaka, Marlene, Shirley, and Louise and the rest. There were many that went. Here is my charge for you as we work to sustain this victory. Now is the time to galvanize a lot more of us, we the young, yes, I am included, to work towards 2020. And I charge you to organize and mobilize about 50 young men and women from the United Kingdom to contribute their quota to our election 2020 victory. That is the call. That is the charge. Respond to the charge. Thank you and God bless you. Kukuru! Kukuru! Kukuru!
And I'm the co-MC for this event. Driving all the way from London to Manchester was a bit of a journey, so I needed to take some rest and let a Rough Rider do much of the job. And now I need to relieve her a bit. We want to thank Chairman for such an insightful speech. Today is the day of the multitasking women. If you listen to the profile of one of the interim Tescon executives of the UK, you could realize that in the chest of a woman, it's not only the breast and the feeble heart. There's so much to it. It's time for the chairman's address, and before I invite the I would like to say that because we are young, we are torn between a world of hate and a world of dreams. So much to lose, so much to gain, so much to fight for, and so much to change. We have a powerful potential in our youth, and we must have the courage to change old ideas and practices so that we may direct their power toward good ends. I am happy to see Nana Wache today because we were both in Tescon KNUSD, and he was such an ambitious young man, and I'm not surprised to see him climb up to the top as the Commander-in-Chief of the youth wing of our party. Without much ado, I call on Henry Nana Wache Nana B, who happens to be the chairman for this event, to give us his address. You can do it for him. Maybe you give us a Papa Mate to welcome Nanabi.
Guests who we are expecting much from to give us all the gifts they've come with before our chairman gives us his address. And so at this point, I will kindly ask our Honorable Nana Dukia bring us her wonderful message.
Kuku response came, it's like there are a group of NDC people in here. We are truly MPP. Let us respond accordingly. Kukudu. Yes. Nice. Kukudu. Yes. Kukudu. Yes. If you are here and you've seen me scroll up a number of sheets, I don't intend taking too much of your time. It's just that we are here to share good information. I'm here to take information from you, and I'm here to give some to you. So you should not be worried at all if you've seen me scroll a number of sheets. I don't intend reading everything. It's just a few notes, just so that as I multitask, I do not forget anything. So I'm here bringing you warm greetings from your president, my president, our president, and His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa, as well as the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and also the NPP fraternity, especially those from Equiapem North, whom I represent in Parliament. We will also congratulate you here on your unwavering support, your impeccable service, your dedication, and everything you have put together to ensure that NPP is in its position as we are in right now. I'll leave a few things for some of our people seated here to discuss, so that as in various ways for NPP to get to where it is now. Although we are here to celebrate, let me veer off into some realities. There are some here who feel they probably should have been in other positions than where we are. There are some here who may feel that their expectations in one way or the other have not been met yet. But as we know, NPP, as we sit here, is our only option. There's no other option anywhere. Whatever our expectations may be, NDC is not an option and will never be an option. We all know NPP are better managers of our economy. As we sit here in our first year in governance, we were able to roll out the free SHS. Second year, we still have been able to continue the free SHS. When I mention free SHS, I mean the free senior high school policy. And even in this second year, the enrollment was almost 500,000, comparatively to 2016, which was just about 200,000. So this means we are getting a lot more people educated in Ghana. And it is in our interest as a party, it is in our interest as a government to be able to empower people. Because when people are empowered, that is when they know the difference between MPP and NDC. So the NDC will continue to fight against the free SHS. They'll continue to be petty by going to secondary schools to point to people that insects are biting you, so do not study. When I was a student in St. Rose's, then my teachers, my parents did pay my school fees. But insects did bite me. I'm not saying it was good, but I'm saying that I cannot exchange insects biting me with staying at home and not learning anything.
Insects will bite our students. The government is working on fumigating all our secondary schools. And the students will learn something. It is only in MPP's interest that we will be able to educate our students so that they'll be able to take the better decision of leaning towards the NPP. The government has been able to engage 100,000 unemployed. I mean unemployed. Uppercase unemployed graduates. These graduates were whom? They could have been your brothers. They could have been your sisters. Definitely, each and every one of us may have had an unemployed graduate at home, being our family. That every now and then we have to send money home to be able to support them. When we see publications in the newspapers for employment, they ask for 5 years managerial experience and 3 years managerial experience here and there. Where were they going to get that from, if not for NAPCO? For the sake of NAPCO, they are going to get their own stipends to be able to take care of their basic needs and then themselves, as well as also gain the requisite experience that they may need in future should they be employed. Thanks to this administration. As we speak, in Ghana, if you get to Techiman, or wherever you may get to, you could be beaten with plantain. You could be beaten with cassava. They could throw tomatoes at you. They could throw everything that they got at you because of the bumper harvest. Through our planting for food and jobs. I'm speaking reality, I'm not speaking wishes. And these are all interventions that have come to change the life of the ordinary Ghanaian. We are in 2018, and in no time we'll be in 2019, and shortly 2020. Beyond these interventions, we have our core MPP family who may feel aggrieved of probably feeling that they probably deserve something that they do not have yet, or feeling aggrieved that they deserve to get the opportunity to serve that they do not have yet. If you have not had the opportunity to serve yet in this NPP administration, feeling this way, if you do, will not help. Instead of us placing premium on what we do not have yet, let us place premium on the hope that if NPP stays in power longer, that is when we'll be able to get all that we need to get. That is when we'll be able to see all that we would prefer to see. Just as I said, I don't intend taking all your time. Instead of probably sitting and then counting the negatives that may have happened, why don't we count the positives? We have an opposition party that is ready to say things that we have not done. We do not have to help them. They are already able to tell all the lies that they can tell, because they are desperate to come and finish the negativity that they started. We do not have to give them any kind of aid to be able to, for them to be able to accomplish their aim. Rather, I believe we have a good story to tell. How many of us have seen the video of ex-President Mahama confused during an interview when he was being lambasted that people do not see what he has done so far? To him,
in his answer then, he said 2 years is not enough for people to be able to see anything. Now, in the comfort of his home, eating his wife's jollof, as he puts it on Instagram, it is very easy for him to come up and put things on social media. And some of us allow ourselves to fall for it. I'm hoping that none of us here is part of it. And by the time we leave here today, we will be reassured that the MPP means business. The MPP means business. The MPP has created various opportunities that whether you are part of the government appointee or you are not part of the government appointee, you will be able to tap into the already created opportunities and then make use of it. As I try to end, stop eyeing me. As I try to end, it looks like for MPP, once we are in government, the spirit of volunteerism reduces. But for here, I'd like to remind each and every one of us that we all volunteer at different levels, including how we all got here. We all still volunteer at different levels. When we speak to our people at home, let us keep drumming it into their ears that they need to keep the fight going on. Our old leaders like Obechebi Lamte, Chief Dombo, JB Dankwa, ex-President Kufuor, Nana Dankwa Kufuor, amongst others, if they gave up at the very first fight, I'm not so sure we'll be where we are today. We have to keep the fight on. We have to keep on with our patriotism. We have to keep on with our volunteerism. And inshallah, since the battle remains the Lord's, I'm sure that we'll be victorious in all our affairs. Thank you so much.
Inshallah. Multitasking woman. Very quickly, can I just say that these are short 5-minute introductions, and we will be having the fringe event a bit later on. We'll have 3 sections where you will get to have some time for Q&A. So when we break up for a bit of food, we will let you know where the 3 sections are going to be. So we're going to have housing, scholarships, and the NEIP. So at this point,
Honorable Virus, the floor is yours to disinfect this time.
TI Commissioner, Chairman, and the beautiful Amadokua Honorable, who happens to be my ex-wife, by the way. I'm unable to multitask, I'm afraid. I'm a man. Kukudu. I would like to acknowledge the gentleman who's sitting here who happened to have started my political journey in terms of strategy with me. Is UK's own Nana Ansa Obofo. Please, give this man a shout. Years ago, I was living in Washington, D.C., and he's in London. Time difference, regardless, we'll wake up in the middle of the night thinking and strategizing on how to make John Atta Mills, John Mahama, very, very uncomfortable. And I understand also was pivotal in the formation of the group Npp Loyal Ladies. I also want to acknowledge the presence of a couple of the Npp Loyal Ladies in our midst today. Always volunteering, always serving, and I see that they have water in their hands right now. Vina, wave us. Charmaine was doing a live feed. She had to drop out early. I have Shirley, who's our current women organizer. I will not bore you with so much speech. I'll wait till the breakout session so that I'll address those who have questions regarding housing opportunities in Ghana. But I'd like to say, and just to reiterate what the beautiful Amadokula said, my ex-wife. But she's actually my ex-wife. That's the reason. In housing in Ghana, His Excellency John Adjei started the affordable housing initiatives in Ghana. When, unfortunately, we lost power in 2008, the 2008 elections, the NDC government abandoned all of them. They attempted a scam called STS, which I'm sure most of you here are aware of. Never materialized. Millions of dollars lost in the drain. Not one block was laid. State Housing Company, as I met it in 2017, had built, in the period of 8 years, 12 homes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of the 12, 8 of them were started and at about 90% completed when we handed over power to them. Meanwhile, the housing stock that we left them, they had depleted over 80%. 8 years under the NDC, we had 8 years successive loss by the company. The last time that the company had any profit was under His Excellency John Adjei. The last time that the company was able to do any kind of mass housing was under the NPP. NPP comes back in power again. Our first year, we were able to break even. This year, we will be able to pay dividends back to the government to support the budget. For the first time, again, since His Excellency J. we have started building homes again. In a period of 2 years, we've done over 500 homes. 8 years, they did how many? Good question. I'm saying this just to buttress the point that my beautiful Adokwa said. NDC should never be an option.
Should never. Never.
But of course, just like what a very good friend of mine who happened to be a former minister under John Mahama called me last night. He said, Virus, that this is the way State House in India. Yes, some baby or one will do. Of course, they are serious. Because they look at us, they see performance, they see progress. They think that we are turning things around. Between 2000 and 2008, Ghana had its best years. We dropped the ball, handed over power back to them, and look at where we are now. They are looking at us, eyeing certain portfolios, eyeing certain places. Of course, The homes that we are building, they want to come
and destroy it
and mess it up. And they can do it. And they will be able to come back to power. Oh, they will. They've done it before. In 2008, most of us in this room were shocked at the results because we thought that our performance will win us the elections. It did not. What we have to do is that we don't have to drop the ball again. We don't have to leave the door open. We don't have to allow them back in. And the only way that they will be able to come back in is if we, sitting in this room, allow them. The way that we will allow them to is one, we're not telling our stories. If we begin to feed into their negativity, that is their job, is to make our government unpopular. They will do that 24 hours, 7 days a week. We should not dedicate 1 second of our time helping them to do that job. Oh, and breaking news. The former MD of State Housing is actually in court now.
Yes, that's what we do here.
And many more. The wheel of justice grinds slowly but surely. And if you have His Excellency Adedankwa Akufo-Addo in power, you can be rest assured that you won't steal and go free. We need everybody in this room. We need all hands on deck. The battle has not ended. The longer we stay in power, that is when we'll be able to deliver. Right now, I say it with pride that from the debt company that State Housing was in when I came back in, as of today, I don't owe any contractor anywhere in the world. That is only possible under MPP. We make things possible, we make things happen. And we need the support of everybody, every patriot, to be successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Virus. We'd like to advise that our speakers to make their address quite brief and short, because there's going to be time for questions and answers. Thank you very much. We would like to invite another multitasking woman at this juncture. I'll call on the Deputy High Commissioner of the UK, Her Excellency, Madam Rita Tano.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ghanaians, good evening. I am delighted to represent the Ghana High Commission in London at this meaningful event under the theme, Developing the Youth for the Gains of a Brighter Future. Before I proceed, permit me to extend the fraternal greetings of His Excellency, Papa Usman Kuma, High Commissioner of the Republic of Ghana, the United Kingdom and Ireland, who could not partake in this function due to exigencies of their service. My dear compatriots, indeed, the choice of your theme for the occasion, developing the youth for the gains of a brighter future, could not have been much better as it is in sync with the President Akufo-Addo's vision for the nation, Ghana Beyond It. Within an interdependent global system, this is a mantra which has resonated beyond the shores of Ghana and Africa. given demographics of our country with a very high youth population, there is no gainsaying that the youth is central to the government's development agenda. Indeed, some of the key appointments of the president, who are very useful, highlights this imperative. As you may recall, His Excellency the President, in his 61st Independence Anniversary address last March, stated as follows: aid was never meant to be what would bring us to a developed nation status. A Ghana beyond aid is a prosperous and self-confident Ghana that is in charge of its economic destiny. To get to a Ghana beyond aid, we will have to effectively harness our own resources and creatively and efficiently deploy them for rapid economic and social transformation. It requires hard work, enterprise, creativity, and a consistent fight against corruption in public life. It will also require that we break from a mentality of dependency and adopt a confident can-do spirit, fueled by love of our dear country, and not subordinate the common goal to build a prosperous nation to the selfish interest of a few, unquote. Fellow Ghanaians, pursuant to the President's vision to move Ghana beyond aid and effectively harness and utilize revenue transparently and accountably, policy reforms such as the National Identification and Address System, the driver's license and vehicle registration, the paperless operation at the ports, interoperability of payment system in the financial sector are being taken to digitize Ghana and ultimately formalize the economy. Significantly, the government's flagship programs, such as the free, I think these are all mentioned by the Deputy Minister. Digital marketing entrepreneurship program, nation builders course, and planting for food and jobs program are also geared towards harnessing its human capital and ensuring the well-being of the general population. The government also recognizes the transformational power of the diaspora, which has made countries such as China and India, among others, economic powerhouses. It is therefore not surprising that the president-led government has established the Office of the Diaspora Affairs and located it in the Office of the President to closely work with you in the diaspora through enhanced engagement in the governance and economic development of our beloved Ghana. Additionally, the passage of the Representation of the People's Amendment Act aims at enabling Ghanaians resident abroad to be part of our nation's decision process by exercising their right to vote. Moreover, the government is putting in place policies that will encourage more financial remittances to be converted into development capital or diaspora bonds. In this regard, the mission commends you for your continuous remittances to households and individuals back home in Ghana, which represents a critical source of income, livelihood, investments for many families at home. Nonetheless, now is the time for your remittances to be converted into investments for national development. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with the vision of the government of Ghana to deepen relations with Ghanaians in the diaspora, the High Commissioner, His Excellency Papa Usuankuma, after presenting his credentials in June 2017, ensured that the mission embarked on an intensive drive to increase its presence at most events organized by the Ghana unions and associations in the United Kingdom. The mission has therefore participated in numerous meetings organized by Ghanaian associations and interacted with Ghanaian nationals in the UK and participated in the events held in several cities, particularly in London, Liverpool, Birmingham, Manchester, Bradford, Luton, Bedford, Bristol, Wales, Milton Keynes, Reading, and Nottingham. The High Commission further used some of the above platforms to deploy its mobile passport machine to capture the biometric details of Ghanaians who have applied for the issuance of biometric passports. So far, the exercise has taken place in Manchester, Glasgow, Liverpool, Birmingham, Dublin, Milton Keynes, and Portsmouth. Still working towards the President's vision, the mission this year, one, was instrumental in hosting President Nana Akufo-Addo, Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia, and other dignitaries who participated in a number of trade, cooperation, and developmental events, including the Commonwealth Heads of Government, business and investment forums, as well as meetings with students in Oxford, Cambridge, London Business School to either attract investors or deepen relations with its developmental partners. Ensure good relations between Ghana and the United Kingdom, which was evidenced with the recent 4-day visit of Prince of Wales to Ghana. Continue to explore various avenues which will ensure to benefits of both countries, particularly in the areas of education, technology, and infrastructural developments in the aftermath of Brexit. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on a side note, however, the mission is deeply concerned about increasing number of Ghanaians or British nationals of Ghanaian origin at the forefront to move Ghana beyond it. It is my fervent prayer and solemn hope that you, well-meaning citizens of our beloved country, will rededicate yourselves to the socio-economic agenda set forth by His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. Let me congratulate you for this significant effort in organizing such an important event, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors as we collectively seek to build a stronger community for future generations. May Almighty God continue to bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. When you were talking, I heard someone shouting, passports, no. We hear you, so I'm sure someone has a question on that. So get ready. Okay, I believe you all understood what she said, so I don't need to summarize it. So we move on to a short, brief, and precise address from the Registrar of Scholarships. So, Mr. Kingsley, Ajay.
Kukrudu! 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 If you know English, no scholarship for you. Your Excellency, Deputy Commissioner, all protocols observed. We'll do a lot of coded conversation when we get into our breaking sessions. But just to let you know that the frontiers of scholarship has been enlarged. I mean, previously, either to that administration, you hear of scholarship secretariat, many students have been abandoned in Cuba, Russia, China, and all over the world. The alternative, which is the NDC government, is still dangerous. Any attempt to bring on the NDC means that your children, my children, our cousins, our brothers and sisters will be abandoned when they are taken out of our country. You see, the MPP stands for building critical mass of intellectuals who over the years have been able to develop Ghana to where it is. Any attempt to be impatient with the process will mean that abandonment will be the hallmark. Let's not give in to the unnecessary propagandas that have been circulated all over. We are on track. We are on track. Frontiers of scholarship has been developed. You've brought a lot of students in the UK here, all over the world.
if His Excellency the President was the stock price being traded on the stock exchange, I would say that the stock price is really gone up. Because every day we get requests from nations wanting to have cultural and educational exchange programs in Ghana, which means that something good is happening in our educational systems. And therefore, we will continue to support our very own. We will not relent, and we will support our own. Like one of the speakers alluded to, the wheels of democracy grind slowly. But it shall definitely will come to a halt. If you talk of scholarships, next year, the frontiers has been enlarged. We have a pool of 100 million Ghana cedis to spend on foreign scholarships alone, which is very great. And, today being a very good day for me, happy to be my birthday. I will use the UK Youth as the coordinating agency for all Tescon diaspora, so that we'll be able to support our very family. We'll continue to support you, and Ghana Beyond Aid is fully on course. All forms of training, not just the formal ones that we know. The launch of the database is very scientific to what the Scholarship Secretariat is doing recently, where we have a link now with the Association of Ghana Industries as an attempt to link academia with industry. So for instance, on the database on the dashboard, if a student studied in Russia or China or wherever in the world, if you have profile being downloaded or uploaded on the system, if there's an investor coming to Ghana, then that labor bank that we have established in Ghana will be the first point of contact. Because those students who have studied in those countries understand the social cultural dynamics of those countries and that of our own land, Ghana. So it is so seamless, immersing them or merging the two. A lot of things are happening. We are now decentralizing scholarships all over Ghana. We started a pilot this year with the regional one. Next year, we're doing what we call the District Scholarship Review Committee. People do not need to walk all the way from Intabia or Paga to come to Accra to have access to scholarship. It will happen right in the district level. All necessary things will be done in the district. And it will be forwarded to the center, which is Accra, for just normal paperwork. So we encourage you and encourage our people back home to trust the process. We are with you, and the youth are the pivot of our development. We will never be neglected. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Scholarship. How old are you today?
10 squared divided by 2 plus 5 plus 9.
Do we have some soccer toys in the house? Thank you very much. Thank you. And we'll move on to the Director for NEIP. So without much ado, I'll call on Mr. Joseph Kuma McKay. Thank you.
Kukurudu. Thank you. I'm in Mekasa. But and when I'm in 3 years from Germany, for a year with Ministry of Business Development. I'm telling you, the love for Ghana. I for Ghana. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Plan. What we do, I make a few. Wama, so setting up business in Ghana. I'm out-funded now. Me, I'm the director for monitoring and evaluation. So all the funds that we give, the people that we give funding to, make sure say you might not cash on the yet. When you confirm to go, we do monitor. And the funny thing is, the previous John Mahama government, they funded only 68 applicants, no more funding. Under the leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo, we funded 1,300. I mean, the love for Ghana is too much. Oh, yeah. From and next year, I'm telling you, I'm planning free happy, and I'm encouraging you because of Delphi, executive, no say. Obia Wahabia also your business or setting up business. Please get in touch with Sami Ombehumi. We will support you. 100%. We will support you. And the funny thing is, you won't go for UK, Ghana, office. You can ask your former welfare. Yeah, one. Yes. And to be honest with you, the Mayama MPP, you need to be rewarded. That's all. And reward we have to employ you, set up your own business. I'm not going to encourage you to come to Ghana and look for a job. I will encourage you to come to Ghana and set up your own business. That's it. This is the way forward. You know, almost in a session. It's me and under the leadership of Dr. Awa, and I'm me brother, Mini and Dokuma, our CEO any year. I have the full confidence. Anybody who comes from Npp UK, Mubari officer, we will help you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Patrol, you record you. It's a seminar kind. So people are one on our castle to me one hour. If they play back to you, I just want to video. We will move to the office of the Vice President. So I will invite the Technical Economic Advisor of the Vice President, Dr. Lolo Muta. Kukrudu.
Actually, I just brought a very simple message from Npp UK appointees in Ghana. Okay. I think it's been almost 2 years now since we have been in power. And sometime earlier this year, there were a lot of people had been appointed by His Excellency the President from Npp UK, but we had never met as a group. So during the elections, we decided to meet as Npp UK appointees and kind of form an association or a group of people who will meet regularly to be able to help our colleagues who are still in the UK if they need some help from Ghana. So I offered to host the first meeting, which was in my house, and we had a lot of the executives here who attended. It was a very good meeting. We decided on a lot of things to do and to have subsequent meetings, and just last week, Saturday, we had a second meeting at Mr. Riankra's residence, who is the Deputy CEO of Cocoa Board now and Board Chairman for National Insurance Commission. We were also privileged to have the General Secretary in attendance, and we discussed a lot of issues. And the key message was, not all of us have been privileged to be appointed to be in government, but those who have been appointed, they should try as much as possible to create opportunities for those of us who want to move back home. Not everybody here wants to move back home, but there are some people who want to move back home. There are some people who want to do businesses in Ghana. So the focus of the discussion was, how do we create a forum to be able to help those who want to move back home to settle in, and those who want to do businesses, we help them to do their businesses. And I'm glad to say that we had a lot of CEOs who were there. We had the CEO of the Ghana Commercial Bank. We have Riangra himself. In fact, we have the CEO of Cocoa Board as well. We had Atakufi was there. We had other CEOs of Npp UK. And they all agreed to the fact that we need to do this to help the party. So going forward, they asked me to tell you that we are forging as a group and we'll be able to support each other more. So we should all be patient. Not everybody could be appointed within 2 years. There may be certain positions that are even better than being the CEO of organizations. So they've been tasked to create opportunities for those of us who want to come back home. That is why this skill database is very important as well. So there is good news. And also we spoke about how to support the branch here in terms of financial support for the running of the branch. So I think there are few issues that we are discussing, and at the right time, it will be communicated to the leadership of the branch. So they send their regards and they thank everyone for the support that we continue to give the government.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We would like to thank our guest speakers for their insight speech. Though we wanted it short, some were long. Okay, so we invite Nana B to give his address. And after B's address, I know a lot of you have got questions to ask. So after Nana B's address, we will have a quick short break. I can see from your face some are really hungry. Refreshments, and then we come back for the drink time.
Hello. Hello. Eshi. Choboy. First of all, I want to acknowledge the presence of the representative of His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Deputy High Commissioner. I can also see my own sister, Yakun Niabo, in fact, you're going to talk about Ghana, Hani Bekambo. It's Npp Uk Maya Nepa. Chairman and Kansa, the Senate Chief, Npp Uk, oh boy. Ghana was Npp Uk was a power. My own MP, my senior friend, Honorable and President, was that this all kind of story, or can say Popular Front Party people. I say, you know when you know officer. And for me, he's been an excellent friend to the National Youth Week back home. In fact, in his constituency, he takes care of 4 TESCON institutions. And if I'm not mistaken, he probably has the highest number of TESCON institutions in a particular constituency. Mampong Midwifery, University College of Winnipeg, Mampong Campus, you have the Mamtech, and then there's another one. And I'll be before the Nampa. 4. No, more honor. And so it's been one bro. Because as for my TESCON, if you take good care of them, I also don't joke with you. So Honorable, thank you very much. In fact, I invited him here, and indeed nobody can and I was under the pressure and buy. It's the Honorable Yagasi, Michelle, Dr. Lolo Yamishao. Dr. Lolo there, Wamahapa, Monudo to the Botomo, Ghana, and the boy to make the timidity of Momo has to Tomo Ha. Virus Casa to a young fast one also to be or pretty Minister, information Zua, Dokia, Sika, Sika Crasa Bona. President Anna Musini wa hire the ma ma and then be scat hall. Before I high table the chairman. Many I mean they've been part of MPP's youth finance committee during Samuel Oku's time. Part of his backbone, Mr. Wadie Waha and Nasifa Wadie. Pacho, most of you my message is going to be very short. First of all, I'm happy to be here. We've been in power for less than 2 years. And we won the elections basically because of, especially our diaspora party. You were phenomenal. You were simply fantastic. And I keep saying it. Some of you adapted constituencies. Some of you adapted certain projects. And it really helped. And for me, Npp UK, you've been the backbone for the party's diaspora wing. And my own boss, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, is a product of Npp. Uncle Sir John is also a product of Npp. Honorable Mpuchum, of course, solid man. So for you will be the backbone. And what I will say is that you should not complain too much about the appointment. Appointments, but what you should do is like Oliver Twist, ask for more. Appointments, I'm telling you, when you compare to other chapters, MPP, hey, MDs, MU office of the vice president for. Oh, when you be, but as I said, what is important is that act like Oliver Twist. Ask for more. And in another that work family, only Npp Uk did the part. I'm on praying. Yet also, 2020 is not going to be easy. You see, if you consider the gap, you consider the overwhelming victory, if you consider how we thrashed it, clearly, you may be living in the fool's paradise. That, oh, as for 2020, you should go and sleep. Ebi. It's not a done deal. Some people put a can as a meaning Tatia El Con to Papa and Befan is a World Cup. And that should be our mentality. For me, ex-President Mahama, he lacks the credibility. I remember some time ago they were saying Anado is desperate for power. And that he's been nursing this ambition right from his childhood days. And you've contested for, he contested with President before, but you have been an assemblyman before, you've been member of parliament, you've been deputy minister before, you've been minister before, you've been vice president, and then you became president, executing the honest term of President Mills, and then you became president, and then after president, you are now coming back. So who is the expired goose here? Almost an idea about him, that's why I'm talking. And now they want program. So he is not really my concern. Our concern is to focus on delivering on our promises. And I like what my brother was saying. In fact, last 2 weeks, 2 weeks, Thursday, when the finance minister was delivering the 2019 budget, for me, I was sad. I felt we have done a lot. And it appears some institutions are not helping the Ministry of Information to disseminate these good works out there. And I think that should be our focus. Because I would applaud my own senior brother Virus, because if you have built 500 unit rooms in less than 2 years, NDC built 12. For me, this is news to me. This is the first one.
So he's done well. You could see that, yes, indeed. And frankly speaking, Varus has changed the image of State House. He was in shambles. He has changed the state, the face, the stature, everything. He's doing so well. I think your PR unit, you should also be lashing him. Very important. And it's important. And if you consider what the government is doing, it's overwhelming. You see, apart from the flagship implementation of the flagship policy of the free SHS, clearly, I mean, we've made sure that 271,000 students who, but for free SHS, would have been uneducated. And again, the last time I came, I was on a radio station and one of your colleagues called and said, not every 10 years, we will be school fees. The Chroma 3 years that school fees are very true. School fees, mature papa. And obviously, you can see, say, now there's a certain relief on your pocket. You patch on the one now. Give it school fees. The president will father Roma. First, now get back hospital bills that go. And then NGB. Now those who buy school fees is who manage your headache. Is it not a direct benefit via a Tiabujana? And especially those you help. And if you're able to help the person go through university education, and the person is sitting home for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, 4 years, and still the person is calling you for money. Today, Nanado has given that person a job, 100,000 jobs. Is that not a relief on your pocket? So you are benefiting. So if we help, and on Thursday, I attended a program. You know we have this campaign promise that 30% of government contracts will be allocated to women, children, and then women, and then people with disability. Now, it has started. I was invited to a forum organized by the Ministry of Public Procurement, headed by Honorable Sarah Adjuasafu. And that policy alone is huge. And you can take advantage of that as well. If you're a young person seated here, you can get yourself a company. Because Nana Udamko Kufalu says 30% of government contracts will be given to companies owned, operated, and managed by youth, women, and people with disability. Is that not good news? So we have a lot to do. We are doing so in less than 2 years. And don't forget, we have lived almost 8 years of Mama. Incompetent 8 years. So sometimes when you are complaining, hearing this, oh, look, one speaker mounted this podium and said, NDC can never win an election. We would have to hand power to them. And indeed that is true. Because when you were campaigning, one of the things you told Ghanaians on your Facebook everywhere you went, you were telling Ghanaians and another about the face about your one campaigns are. Was that not the main campaign message? Another few on your banner on Famai. It won't be anything. What's your message? Yeah. And then when you consider NDC for a so almost Saturday, almost a year, macroeconomic indicators, almost there be here. But they here because they told Ghanaians they lack. Honorable Mike, program correct, I just say.
for President Mahama. Or no, they say, 2 years, you get to be fans. Meanwhile, 2 years now, he had forgotten that he was the head of economic management team for 3.5 years. And he became the president for 6 months, after which he was sworn again as the president. And after that, 2 years later, he was being interviewed. And he's telling Ghana, so 2 years there. And tonight, vice president, who was still a time now? Time away vice president. Who was still a time? Onumpo. And don't forget, at the time he became president, he said, oh, our resources have been stripped to the bone. Like who? So, as for President Mahama Express, we cannot compare. They are the apples and oranges. An apple is miles ahead. Miles ahead. But virus made a very critical point. In 2008, never dreamt of losing. Because we had executed flagship, big, buoyant, giant policies. At that time, we had gotten oil in commercial quantities. So, when you lose you. You had the lip buy, you had the muscle buy, you had the school feeding buy. Oh, free maternal health care. Who you share? I'm from the whole penny now. And there once when I enjoy free, I'm crying. I almost have this one. Or one as I enjoy free, such as the president is performing. It's the entire I'm talking about just 22 months in office. Just 22 months. Now, oh, President Power President. I don't know one train and Katani and Uncle Free such as Yaba. President Power President, we can train next year and count the Napunai and their womb, then all the Papa elections. Oh, but President, no, because of Ojaya didn't say by 2019, I was one for free such as Rano. Giving them could have 400,000 now. Oh, I'm telling you, this is for about few years. You won't be true. No matter how long I can I teach because he cannot think of spending 1.7 billion a year. Ghana citizens on VSHS. What do you mean that? Chairman, MP Makai, Mampo for machines. Just my one. It's a Abuja for Mr. Montai President, Dr. Lolo Bot, Vice President, as the head of the economic management team, and I agreed. First, now it was wobbling, was going back about 3%. Today we are hitting about 5% or so. And then come is being a professor, and then come self-sufficient. And then you're planting for food and jobs. If I try to now is so, as I can say, if you are now assassin, if I try. Investing, I'm telling you, you will never ever regret. Take advantage of the planting for food and jobs. Me, Miami, I go pass as a Bokura, such a I'm a shall say, yes, of a brand no. Miami, I'm telling you now, because of you register a Ministry of Agric, they give you the inputs. What could who you are about the and we registered almost about 800,000 farmers, and we are 1 million farmers this year. So we are working. A car is for your air time, and then NHIS are no bigger. Oh, bigger, sorry. And then NHIS took out 1.3 billion. School fee in your Hoka. Teachers arrears from which 2012, 2013. Arrears all 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. Contractors. Then this is a man before we're running a phone. One contractor, and him say, we see 1 billion. What they do is that they will award a contract to the tune of about 10 billion. So you as a contractor, immediately you get an award letter from government. That paper alone, that document alone, is enough to secure a facility. Get fund, your partner wants to sign check 600 million Ghana cedis. Let's get the area council. I'm going to partner council. And they have to pay 2 billion cedis. A trade, that's another 2 billion cedis. So when I hear them say, and they won't see block back people, won't see about people. Look at this hypocrisy. That is how they managed it. Intimate circle. If you I never come and say hi, we better find out. Me, I'm in the corruption campaign. Sanse na catastrophe point can't kind of go. If you know, if you are going to see what kind of a kind, if you know court, who says there have been agitation. I associate myself with one or say, because I know city together. Because I Muhammad to me, I'm not to become corruption. Muhammad, I can't corruption myself. And a bush for party penny for higher pound, young communion in between. But the young bring I'm telling you, what's about Ademaya also mean 9 money. And I'm telling you, we have taken serious steps towards this. Because it's one of the things that I'm telling you, you go back and people say, because I'm not so they say, oh, because President apparently went to Eastern Regional Tour. And indeed, President Npp what Justice Duche said. That I don't ever to anymore, they would say it was deliberately cooked. Some will be creative, no more routine, I say. President made reference to it. And I would say this if we be one. My about 2 years. About 2 years, again, I went to the island. Is he a normal defense? It's a patronage, as I said, a higher pound. Then send me on the victim account. Issues need to do also in Amraso. It's going to be coming now. But what I can tell you, and they say, and Pennyfoy to more Pennyfoy to more party. Mr. Kingsley Casanova, Boss Michelle. I'm going to create a mobile of you or scholarship secretariat. No, Patron Samano. And he's also a very selfless man. And he said, and some of your barman and your party, yes, and this is after more. It's not Michelle and your boy in some mountain. Send the bear on the tree in your back. Mama, also any aji. We did this question and answers, no, and back and become more about corruption. But almost a month. And yet the Westbands will be this kakaka. And see a bit to Yamamono, if I'm sitting to Yamamono. Okay, they do have a chairman here, young fire to Jan, who change you one other kakata. It's a very, I think this program, a year more, and I'm very happy with it. Chapter, very vibrant chapter. Richard, Obosam and Fajak, Nankasame Ukuba. But here you said president of Eastern region. It's also the president, I can't. Now, I'm way at all. It was also in your wapayo, and your president, the humanity, on a very sad note, I'm ending on a very sad note. We have lost a great man, Honorable Emmanuel Chamatie Japan. No boy, papa. In terms of communication, and see how the name of prayer is helping to the final Juma. It's a new video here, Abu Yusa. Adiato, Ghana for winning. And the Arabusa is if you know. Namia, Mam, you said, I wish you didn't know what you done. A party, no sooner, you better cry, yipa. Now, if I talk, I dare remember and the party, me. Wow, we come by elections, one check, no, we will fool. So I said, Pedino, a country be a chair. So I'm a team you to come back. The name is Papa was and correct. Because in the 24 hours, I'm engaging. Oh, you baby me by elections, no? You baby me. I'm saying, Papa, your mom will say, penny, but and is how. Sir, dear country, what can they do? Be a dear robot. Who's women go in here? Baby by elections, baby by elections. When I was 20 minutes, I know who say this. I mean, you cast out. Now you moved up. I'm a kind of Papa. It was also back. It was your prophet. I mean, Shaman, we are sure of thank you very much.
Anabi, that's Monica. And penny for my brain, Yakasaya. I want can you want baby MPP for I. Now, me too, no, me be some was a Mamma Tiano, a one in a name. Nyaya and to talk of men are now a tear crabby into your Pamocho communication team. A young mom information, a mom, no more Enco radio, so Momo radio, so Cocasa on behalf of the party. Feed them with all this information to sell it out there so that people know what is going on. Because a lot of people don't see all the things that you are doing, but they are great works that you guys are doing. Into Yesremwa, Moka, any UK communication team, and so on, say, you know, Moko radio, so I'm a couple of one country, and so I can. You, thank you very much. You may take a short performance from DJ Chase and BB Brothers. But before we do that, after the performance, this is how the French section is going to be. If you have a question on scholarship, please take a seat on my immediate left. If you have a question on housing, Pacho, middle seat way. And if you have a question on NEIP, you take a seat here. Only question there, what's not a last seat one. Thank you. Into DJ Chase and Brothers. And Pacho race band in the Senate Kayano. Yes, a quiet child there for the Sikana. Of our dance. 5 pounds. It's all quiet. But what they are about, no watch about. Thank you.
Hello, Kukrudu. 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 Do you remember that one? Kukrudu. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to quickly take your few minutes of your time. If you could just bear with me or listen to just 5-minute talk about one great opportunity which we, the youth in the UK wing, have brought to you today. we have these great opportunities, and there is a quick question I want to ask you the first time. If I ask you now that if you can name about 5 of the new elected officers, the national executives in Ghana, can you remember 5 on top of your head? Yes. Well done for those who said yes. If I ask you again, if you really want to get information about the party as a whole, how would you be able to get this information? Where do you think you can really grab this information from? And this has been one of the major questions that we normally do ask ourselves. If I don't know someone who knows someone, it becomes difficult for me to connect or even get in touch with these individuals. But today, we have come up with a very innovative and great opportunity for the youth wings. And this opportunity is to let you know some of these brilliant and fantastic ideas. If you look at the screen at the moment, it's rather unfortunate we don't have a big screen, but you're going to have that opportunity after this presentation. The content over there will not be appealing enough for you, so I'm not going to be bothered about the features which I want to talk about. But this picture over here tells you a bit of, we know what our icon is about shopping. We've created a community, giving each and every one of you the opportunity to put something or to find this information when you need them. Many of us have some of this kind of political party affiliated activities that we want to see, but we don't have that opportunity. But if you look on the screen, we have the calendars, we have a slider, we have newsfeed, we have monetize, we also have a chat as well as the notification. 50% of us in this room today are on their phone. Right now as I'm speaking to you, 50% of you are looking on your phone. And that is the importance of opportunity that we are missing. Facebook today is who it is today because of the number and the opportunities that is created out there. That opportunity today, we do have the same opportunity today. And I want you to understand that we, the youth wing and the UK diaspora, created this great opportunity which I'm going to share with you. This is the opportunity for all. And the opportunity for all which we want to say is that, first thing, many people have mentioned or questioned ourselves, what we benefit from the party as an individual, as a grassroots person. What is my take? Again, we wish we could give everybody the opportunity to be in the White House, the Jubilee House. But we have created an opportunity to make revenue. So you as an individual, as you sit down here, you can make revenue from this platform. And it's very simple. Advertisement has been order of the day, and as the days goes by, 50%, 100%, everybody's been just something we cannot do with your phones. And if you take this opportunity today to find these means and bring in businesses for the social media industry, you make a huge sums of money. On the screen, we do have a bit of information, but I'm not going to take you through that. But it's a great opportunity where you're going to have an opportunity to make a lot of money for yourself. This is very simple. I've shown on the screen there 40% for yourself, 30% for your wing, and 30% go for the system maintenance and so forth. See me after this, and I'll tell you how this works. This is why you can advertise on the dashboard. The reason why you can advertise, or you have to, look, these are the big men who have the great opportunities. They are out there. 2019 is coming. You're going to go out for campaigning. If you tax them to advertise on that app, you're going to get a massive income from them. And that's what we can have. We can gain this with no stress. If you look at the statistical report which I've shown, about over 20,000 downloaders across the world. We're talking about US, we're talking about UK, Ghana, and so forth, have downloaded this app, and it's making an amazing. There's a lot of content out there that they love to see. Within a month, we have about 60% or 80% retained users of the app. If you have an app which you have about 80% retainers, definitely it's something that, just like Facebook, 100% retention is the key thing. And we have about 80%. And the graph over there tells you about, as at the time I took this screenshot, was about 11 to 12 noon. a.m. in the morning. And in Ghana, we had about 57 people at that time still using this platform. There are other things that you can also benefit from. We have the controls, and we can, as a team, irrespective of where you are and how you're able to be identified as a unit, as a chapter, as a small group, which you want to be heard, you can have the opportunity to create a platform within this means that we can give you the mandate to take full charge of it. We set moderators to take care of it for themselves. We want to do things our own way, DIY as usual, as we all know. And that's one of the major key things that we want to give you that opportunity. We have controls where we can restrict users who sees what. You can see a page and the other one will not be able to see it. Controls that will be able to help us to be able to develop and be able to see the need of we belonging to a party, the need for us to belong to a unit that can benefit each and every one of us. It's the major thing that I want to let you understand. Yeah, so in all fairness, I want you to know one thing, that opportunity comes at once. We are here today and we may not know some of these great opportunities, but I want you to understand, if you take this today, download the app, go to the Play Store, and it's called NPPDB. Full meaning of it is just a dashboard. Dashboard on a car, you know that's where you centralize, get every information you want. So we want to be able to bring, literally, if you want to know about the party as a whole, you can rest assured to go to the NPPDB to get the information which you want. The features that are coming is amazing. I want to say a big thank you for your time, for listening. And what I want you to do, as one of the key things I want you to take out from here, is share this message for us in any little way you can do by telling people to download this app. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eddie. We are far behind time, so we'll do the presentation of citation and then we come to the questions and answers. So I'll call on the youth organizer of UK to do the honor of presenting the citation. Thank you. You can do it better.
Thank you. Yeah. Kindly get Eunice as well here so we can do the citation presentation. So we have the first citation for our immediate past chairman, Chairman Michael Ansan, who was the chairman between 2014 and 2018. Unfortunately, he's in here at the moment, so we will call on the second vice chairman for Npp UK to collect on his behalf. The second one was supposed to be our commander, as the current commander just said he couldn't make it. So we also call Honorable Amprechum to receive on behalf of the national organizer, Sami Awuku. Help us give these certificates out to these honorable young patrons. He's my brother. He's the current organizer for Npp UK. He once stood for youth organizer and lost bitterly. I stepped up and the first time I won. We invite Mr. Richmond Boateng. Here is part of the pioneers of Npp UK Youth Way. His name is Mr. Doji Nume Kebo. Wherever you are, Doji, congratulations. Can we give him a round of applause? Another one is also just been appointed, so he's part of the bauxite team in Ghana. His name is Mr. Kojoyonka, one of the founding pioneers of the Npp UK Youth Way. The next one is Mr. Otue Champong. Where is he? He's here. He's at the back. Somebody get him. Anaya, the Chief of Staff of Npp UK. He's here to collect on his on Tuesday. He's also a sister. Her name is Aisha Nimobwaten. Unfortunately, she's in Ghana due to bereavement. We will call Doreen Cherme to collect on our former youth organizers' behalf.
For Madarama, as a chairman for this occasion, Yema Deputy High Commissioner, and why are there man I'm fair? I've gotten reports. There are certain places I visit, and they keep complaining to me that there is a huge gap between the party and the consulate. I keep hearing that. And for me, she traveled all the way from London to this place. And I'm touched, I'm humbled by this. Was up my free home. So I was up with you, maybe was up back to London. And she, Madama, Major, na Master Nanti, and then a council at the Ama Yamami. Deputy High Commissioner. Why are they that time tonight? Now, Jumadi Land, they were very nice. The man, the Michelle, that's it. I hope that they also want to be here from our and the more Munjama Pine. Why? Munjama Pine and also Mujibia Machi. Why?
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We wish you a safe journey back to London. Pacho, because of time, our questions should be short and straight to the point. No suggestion, no contribution. Question. Thank you.
You mentioned affordable houses. In terms of housing being affordable, if somebody has got something prefab, is it acceptable in Ghana?
Also benefit in purchasing some of these affordable housing, because I think half of the time the affordable housing comes on the market and then it goes to government appointees or those in the civil service. Can we too in the diaspora enjoy or be able to purchase some of these houses? Yeah, so that was my question, if you can also benefit in the purchase.
Any more questions on housing, please? Thank you.
Thank you. I'll actually add a third question that was asked me and I answered when we were sitting. I was talking to the group that had questions in housing, just for the benefit of everybody here. So, prefab in housing, is it acceptable? The short answer is yes. We are actually currently using prefab technology in Ghana. So it's not a new technology to us per se. Not just prefab, we are using concrete forms, hydroforms, and the new technologies that we have in building in Ghana. So yes, prefab is something that we are aggressively using now. Then the question of how can the diaspora afford affordable housing or access affordable housing? The answer is the mandate of State Housing Company, as far as affordable housing is concerned, is for every Ghanaian. So as long as you call yourself a Ghanaian, you can have access to it, regardless of geography. Because a lot of the times there is that misconception that you have to be a government worker or even a civil servant before you can get access to affordable housing. That is a myth. It's not a reality. Once you're a Ghanaian, you can access the affordable housing. And the good news is we are building more affordable housing now. The ones that were started by His Excellency Jonathan Kufuor were abandoned. Those of us who were able to listen to the 2019 budget, the finance minister stated that State Housing Company is going to complete those homes. Currently, the ones in Kumasi, Asperma was about 95% completed. The first batch, they are actually going to be moving in at the beginning of December. So those ones are almost done. We will be starting the ones in Wa, Tamale, Uferidia, and Hong in 2019. The question that was asked in private, but I think that it is very appropriate, is I was asked about the Segment housing project that one Kevin Taylor made a video on and was spreading on WhatsApp. How accurate is those assertions? The simple answer is, and I'd like to just give you a brief history. So the Settlement Housing Project was contracted under John Mahama. The project was supposed to be 5,000 units of affordable housing. The contract sum was about $280 million. Before one block was laid, 90% of the contract sum was paid to the contractor. Then the award, the number was reduced to 3,000 units. What was not changed is the contract amount. That's because the contractor has already been paid out. So from 5,000 was reduced to 3,000, and then subsequently it was reduced to 1,500. At the time that the NPP came to power, they have constructed about 680. Out of that, about 200 or so were habitable. So the question was, okay, so you were supposed to build 5,000, you've done 680. When the NPP came to power, then the contractors demanded for the 10% that was left. The project was stalled because then the question is, you were supposed to build 5,000 at this amount. You have delivered less than 700. Currently, if for the ones that has been delivered, the cost, if you are to give it out to the population, will be about 1.6 million Ghana cedis per unit in Seglame. Those who have an idea where Seglame is, it is on your way to Hove, on the road somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if there's anybody in this room who can afford a 2-bedroom for that amount. Not to talk about the people that it was supposed to be for. So one, those units, it is not correct that it is completed. It is not correct that it is habitable. And the contracts were so bloated and overpriced that currently the YOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Unit, they are investigating the contract, where the money went. Because it is clear, it is obvious that that money did not go into housing. So that is the answer to that question.
What I wanted to find out is that if you have a business proposal and you want to come down to Ghana to set up a business, what are the things, apart from the proposal, what are the things you need to be able to qualify for funding? So apart from you having a proposal in place, are there things that you need to submit in addition to your proposal to be able to qualify for funding? And then my next, it's not a question per se, but it's based on my observation and my background as an agricultural economist. I have followed the Planting for Food and Jobs program, and then one thing I realized is that the crops that they are producing seem to be focused on, or I would say one way, they seem to focus on certain crops, and in so doing, they leave other crops as in deficit. For example, I was listening to a woman who said she's a granite seller, but for some time now, the production of granite is reducing, and so they have to go all the way to Burkina Faso to import grammar. So what I wanted to talk about, our community, whoever is here to relay that message is, if possible, I'm suggesting that we should incentivize the crop production systems in Ghana so that some farmers can see the benefit in producing other crops and not stick to the traditional crop that we grow in Ghana, so that we can spread the production of other crops and the
Thank you. We still will be some question now.
Yeah, the question for my here. A lot of questions are here. It seems the communication department of the party, looking at our good deeds. What efforts are you? Because the information department is working in collaboration with the competitors. That's what I believe. And I think the two of you can help me with. How are you going to chase the heads of the department or officers? So many information in the back, my communicators also dealing with it. Now, Mama is saying what NPP is doing, and not the bed.
Hello, thank you very much. My name is Cody Okoye. They were Tescon branch wing. My question is straightforward. I just want to find out the Tescon, we tend to work with the youth and support the youth and also provide them avenues to make sure that, for instance, we have a lot of students, a lot of skills, they have a lot of business ideas. They want to find out ways to go back to Ghana and invest, but they need to work with the right people, etc. So my question is very simple. How do you intend to work with TESCON to make sure that we support our students who want to go back? Thank you.
Kukudu, are we sleeping? Kukudu, Kukudu, Kukudu. Okay, I'll thank my brother for his question. It tells me how passionate he is about our victories and our success as a party and a government. In communication department, and I say information ministry, as you said, it's always a challenge how to get the information. And just as Okano he feels that there's so much going on that we should be talking about. One fundamental issue that we need to acknowledge is good news is no news. We usually enjoy sensational news and we allow negative news to take our attention and alarm us more than we should allow the positive news. So that's part of the reason why we will see it. We are not hearing so much. But then again, there's a new leadership, there are new organizations, there are new products of the information ministry, there are new programs of the information ministry, and hopefully things are taking a different turn. Also, if we can encourage each other to sell the little good news that we have on our own, rather than sharing or falling into the traps of the NDC's bad news and sharing it to chastise our own. For instance, NDC could award a road contract and then add a component for a health center and will not put it anywhere in transition notes. Yet, turn around and then send a camera or a video operator to that health center and then video it and publicize it on social media that because they built it, this government doesn't want to have anything to do with it. and we will have our own NPP people sharing it without even knowing the real truth behind the issue. There was no news of this health. I'm sure we all have an idea of what I'm talking about. People thought the government is being petty and the taxpayers' money, as we hear it all the time, is going to waste and blah, blah, blah. Yet the story is that who awards a road contract and adds a health center as a component? Whereas you sign another road contract on the Medina Highway and something as necessary as pedestrian footbridge, that one you do not sign the contract for it. You do not add any component for the footbridge, and yet you turn around and point fingers at this current administration that we are the ones who did not build the footbridge. So on one stretch, we are allowing them use us to fight our own. And then on the other end, good news doesn't exactly sell. But if we all here can turn around and then make sure that at least one day we'll make one positive post about the government on Facebook, we will understand that it will turn our whole communication around. Whilst we go ahead and then move on with the good news, we share the good news that we have. Just as you said, there are times when there may be the good news and then the state player or the MD or the minister or whoever the appointee may not be sharing what the good news is. There are situations like that. Just as my big virus, my ex-husband just said, yeah, my ex-husband just said, this year they've been able to put together 500 projects at state housing. I'm hearing it for the first time in Manchester. But I will excuse him because we have a program coming up at the National Policy Summit where I'm sure he was going to be able to roll out in his presentation. So by and by, we're still working closely with the various sector heads, the state actors, the state players, on knowing what exactly is going on. And I'm hoping that once we get the information and then we know, when we share it, if each and every one of us here helps us share it and then make positive post on it, it will turn our communication around for the better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beautiful ex-wife. So, she's even prettier. So, I just want to add up to, you asked the question about planting for food and jobs, concentrating on some staples and ignoring the other. So what you said is actually the case in most of the time, because it looks like the incentive is across board. Once you want to go into farming, you have the incentive. So it's now that the farmer has to then decide whether I'll plant cassava or I'll plant maize. So I think it's a very good suggestion that I've made notes to it. I'll let that great minister know about it to see how we can push the envelope in some areas. But the good thing is, like for example, onions. We used to import a lot of onions from Ivory Coast. Currently, onions are being grown in Ghana, and other products. That was never the case some time ago. Even rice. Right now we have a lot of people even from neighboring countries coming, and that's the sad thing. It looks like the foreigners are really taking advantage of the system more than Ghanaians. Because you have a lot of foreigners coming to Ghana to start farms, because of the incentives that the government is giving now. But Ghanaians, we are not doing so much. On TESCON, I'll let the youth leader touch on that. But just not because he's here that I'm not saying this. But the communication minister, this morning I looked at a survey that someone did online in terms of the best performing ministry in the last 4 weeks. And I was amazed to see the Ministry of Information at number 1. The minister, I mean, the gap was so clear. That comforts me that we are headed the right way in terms of communication, information dissemination in the country. I'll let
Thank you very much. On the issue of communication, for the National Party, we also have a major role to play. That is the more reason why recently we have appointed the National Communications Director and the person of Honorable Babian Samoa, and he has 10 deputies. It is, in fact, the reason why the steering committee, the argument we advanced was we are doing so much, and in fact, when you're in government, it's different from when you're in the position. The whole story of the partner want to now to suffer baby, who can be sad, but who are being one is different. Who are being one now, you need to soak the pressure, and then you also need to give out what you are doing. So, 2 things. So that is why most of the times the NDC will wake up and then they will start throwing everything and anything at us. So number one, you need to absorb it and dispel that propaganda. Whilst you are doing that, you also need to tell your good story. You count your blessings and you give them one by one. So that is the difficulty. But that challenge, we are up to it. So, and then for my Honorable Bukia, I saw something on social media. And I think for all MPs, I will not mention the MP's name, but I think it was really, really, really good. Now, this is what the MP has done. And I'm sure probably maybe Honorable Bukia has done so, but I've not seen hers. What the person has done, the MP has done is that he has listed all the things he has facilitated in his constituency. And I'll go through them. He's saying he's gotten NAPCO for the constituency. And he's mentioned 700 slots. Afforestation, 154. Cocoa pollination, 90. Ghana Police, 6. Ghana Armed Forces, 4. Ghana Immigration, 2. Ghana Fire Service, 3. Community Protection, 10. Cocoa Board, 3. NHIS, 5. GES, 40. Arabic Introducers, 10. Tutors. Cocoa disease spotters, 10. You see, he goes on and on and on. And then he goes on to even say that the school feeding has even increased and all of that. So locally, that is how he is communicating. And for me, I think it's very effective. Because in less than 2 years, and the last time I was telling somebody, I engaged former Blokuma, Central MP, who is also the current NDC Regional Secretary in Ghana. I told him, how many jobs were you able to facilitate for your people? He was fumbling. I said, not even 20, but your current MP, even NAPCO alone, is giving about 400 to your people. So, all of us, we are part of it. And I mentioned the budget. When you go through the budget, read the highlights alone. And most of us here, we are all dedicated to God. We all on social media. You can pick it. We can also, designate it. So it is a collective effort. Although the ultimate responsibility is on the party or the party's communication machinery, and also when it comes to government, there should be that. And Honorable Bukia, I think I would also say that obviously there are some ministries who are also not cooperating. Because the ministry, they are there. And I see, for instance, almost every other week or so, they have Meet the Press. And they are working very well. So for me, the ministry should also, and it appears Barros is receiving some bashing here. And it's true. But if the whole deputy minister for information, somebody who is supposed to be your ex-wife, she does not even know, she doesn't have a clue of the gallant achievements. Yes. Yes. So your whole ex-wife, she's not aware, and your ex-wife is supposed to be the deputy information minister. Oh, ask a friend. It's a message. It's about and why you say. The reason why I will forgive them is that yes, I remember and I know that we have given out or we have supported about thousands of young people. But I am sad because I never knew that under NDC they were only able to help 64, 68. In fact, that 68 is the biting aspect of communication. That is the signal, that is the comparative effect you would have in communicating. Because, thousands say, well, we tell workers over there, NDC for Prabha Bushi, but 68 per away. And I think Manchester, I'm provided some information about Manchester Fire. So, the Patrolling and the collective effort. In fact, moving into 2019 year, we are not going to play with some of these things as a party and all that. And that's one. And it was my campaign promise. Because I know how, especially as my own senior brother Kingsley is facilitating to get more people, it is important that we resource you as well. This is probably, I've put before, I will not say it here, because it is I've put before the steering committee. I've told the General Secretary and my big boss, Samir Ogu, about some of the funding strategies, areas we can look to resource them. They have not adopted it yet. So it will be unethical for me to put it before you. But I can assure you that as your national youth leader, TESCON is always my priority. I am a product of TESCON. And I'm here because of TESCON. I always say it. So you can be rest assured, I actually inspired all my branch youth organizers to make sure that they set up the TESCON as well, so that it will help our youth machinery. So you can be rest assured that in the coming days, you'll be resourced in that regard. Thank you very much.
You will be serving question about setting up a business. We only deal with startups. It is and I don't know, startup as a small scale, medium, then we can help. But here, we do propose another and just we can directly do one year before. Things you need for the funding, obviously your business will grow. And so your business, it needs to be registered. So your business registration and so we have a look at it. And obviously you have to be a Ghanaian. And I in there were in a Ghanaian. So that's what you need to access our funding. Yes, it's true that we funded 1,350 compared to the NDC 68. And that means that we won't get a higher fine. But sometimes in the final there's a rate more problem. I'll tell you, out of the 68 normal funding yet, we call regional breakdowns are. It's horrible. Maybe if you breathe, we need on the one. Reggie. Out of the 68, in your one. Ashanti rate in your 8. only 8 out of the 68. Around for one Shanti regiment. The rest of them are really good. And the quota, which is, I mean, I don't know. So we call the now, we are not for me, Castle or the area. They are afraid to talk about any ERP because they don't have any idea. That would be under the leadership of Npp. We funded over 90 applicants. And next year we are going to fund more than 5,000. It is true that we don't talk much about any ERP. But higher fund, they are later on I will explain to some of you everything. Because we deal with funding from European Union. And these people, before they will fund you, they search for your information. So if your place is rot, they will give you the money. But like Nanaka higher fund. But from next year, we are going full out. We will make a lot of noise about what we've done, what we've achieved, and what we've achieved. And we have achieved some of the products are applicants and we now even have online platform. Even so, now business who register, we will advocate your product on our platform. And I mean, Nana is right. We should be able to do this. And our director of communication information in Kenya, I will require the message to the doctor. It seems like you are not getting the information. So that one, I apologize. So we will do something about it.
But quickly on very innovative program, and I keep saying, I mean, you're also a Ghanaian and you're entitled to this money. Unfortunately for you, when you have a strong party activist, like our own brother who is in charge of monitoring, and then John Kuma in charge. And also who said your issues will be a priority. So if you have any business at all, any business, what your home propose about, and then you should have at least a job creation component. Because you say the essence is that that entrepreneurial mind, the two be creative, the independent so you will be a few. In fact, I introduced somebody to John, and how John receives the person. Up to Nipana Share, I think it's brick making factory. Yes. Look, you know, Chibi 5, they go by supporting our starting away. It could be anything. But today, we should take deep, we bring it up, we are supporting. Very important. And I've mentioned this as well, and I will say it again. Planting for food and jobs. But jobs also best with feel power. So we do see more big, so also one beton car engine. Obey, sit down and say, I'm telling you, you're planting for food and jobs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Please, with all due respect, please, I know some of you have questions, but because of time, some people are coming from far, they're going back. So please, when we close, they are here. There's time for socialization. You can ask them your questions and you get your answers directly from them. Thank you very much. We shall take the closing remarks from the chairman. Please, no more questions. I'm so sorry. Please, with all due respect, I cannot give the chance for the questions.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Richard Sakobi. I'm the chairman of the Young People UK Pressure Group. And also on the radio every now and then. Now, my question is to the Information Deputy Education Minister and Nana B. When we were young, we used to have the information service
going about with radio to all the villages, announcing the intentions of the government. We have come to power. Nana Addo everybody is doing so much.
abusuafoɔ mi sɛ yɛda mo ase program na yɛ fɛ yie na appointees a ɔmo Ghana Dr. Lolo ɛyɛ de sɛ ɔsɛ waka mo ho abom sɛ appointees from UK menim sɛ US pɛlɛ sɛ mo hyɛ asɛbrate US mo dɔɔso papa ɔmo so kuta appointment o virus no US o yes abusuafoɔ mpatsɔ for the youth wing yɛn nso kakra yɛde time akyi mɛdi ɛmɛfɛ ɔsɛ mɛdi to dwa Dr. Lolo kama Dr. Lolo no obi a contacting na supporting through me obi di bi fa obi di a I don't know jeje amene ni mi no yɛn nso yɛde £1,000 through me. The name should be for every year, and I'm but we contacted him by why. No, they contacted on my $600 to convertible pounds. And I'm in the account and mine £1,000.
Mr. Chairman, we will call on the Deputy Youth Organizer, Eunice Echampoma, to give us the vote of thanks. Before she comes, please, the raised bands are there. When you are going, take one and give £5 and take one trophy for free, please. Thank you.
Honorable members of Parliament, Deputy Ambassador of UK, Madam Rita Tani Gidi, Chairman of the conference, Henry Nana Boache, our General's Branch Party Chairman, Mr. Pedro Kansa, valued invited guests, members from Ghana Union, ladies and gentlemen. It is my utmost privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks to this occasion. I, on behalf of Npp UK Wing and Npp Fraternity here together, and on my own behalf, extend a very effective vote of thanks to all speakers for gracing an important conference. A big thank you to guest speakers, and appreciate them for holding this great event, engaging members, and making this occasion a memorable one. A special thanks to our donors who supported us with funds towards this beautiful occasion. We extend our appreciation to the leadership of Christ Apostolic Church, Manchester Assembly, for providing us with this space. We are most grateful. We thank our branch executives, our chapter executives, for all their support they gave us when we contacted them. I would like to express our sincere thanks to our PR group, our working groups, chapter youth organizers, youth development team led by Benishan. Our thanks also goes to our dependable youth patrons, Madam Faustina Foko, she was here a while ago, lawyers Kwame Asare and Rowusu for their various support. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months ago. It requires planning, red eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated team in Manchester chapter, the chairman and all the executives. A very special thanks to the chapter youth organizer, Yao Frimpong, for being a very instrumental in organizing this event. Yao, we thank you very, very much. We appreciate the support given by the various media houses in the UK for giving us coverage when we decided to hold this conference. The first was NASPA Radio, when Nana B visited us months ago. Mansan Radio, Big Radio were there last night. It was Abawa Radio and all our social media fans. A lot of people follow us on and they like the news that we give on Facebook. So we thank them as well. Edward Akusa, we also appreciate your work towards this event. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all the people from across the world, our Belgium branch executive who were able to come, our US brothers who were able to come as well, and from all the counties in UK who travel far and wide to grace this occasion. We cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and willingness to take responsibility towards this conference. Everywhere that you played a part, I may not be able to mention your name, but everywhere that you played a part, in spirit and kind and everything, we say a very big thank you to you. Wish you all safe journey back from where you came. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now I'm going see, so the person for the mentions supposed to buy. So they can do that, use your sense. So the stress is a book of question, and the movie rest. Oh, the best, the jack guy to my contact. So we become with the fear, but I'm going to do for my size of the machine.